Students, I want to say I am proud of you. I didn't think this many things would come out of the kiln the way they did. And for some of you, today's going to be a great day. For other of you, it might be a tough day. And know that you're not alone on this tough day, that there are other students just like you that might be feeling the same way as you. And it's okay to have those feelings because some things did not survive. I want to say this, we are doing things well in this class. We're wedging well, we are cleaning well, but with clay, well is just not good enough. We need to do better at wedging, and it's kind of evident with how many things didn't survive the kiln. And it's also evident in our cleaning as well. We haven't been at school for a week. I'm here on the weekend, just getting everything out of the kiln, and the dust has settled, and there's just a lot of dust everywhere. And we need to make sure that it's clean. So we just need to clean better. We need to wedge better. We need to score and slip things on better. And you'll be able to see that as we look at the kiln and what has survived. Unlock it. Take a deep breath. See what we got. Oh, no. That's not good. Well, let's see what's underneath all of this. All right, so that was the first shelf. All the things that didn't. Got pieces of the side. Let's just go in here now, because we can't reclaim this stuff. I got a whole bottom that didn't look like it was scored on to anything, so it just came off. Got handles, doesn't look like that's scored on at all. Just sort of pressed on. Garbage. So that's all just wasted clay now. Just wasted. We can't do anything about it. It's gone through a chemical process. We can't make this into new clay. It is just all throwaway stuff. So I have to do this. Ugh, gross. Now, let's see about the second shelf. Here comes the second shelf. How do we do? Oh, well, there are some that survived. This one looks like it survived. This one does not. So, that one looks like it has a giant crack in it. Same with that one, where some air was in it, because they didn't wedge correctly. It looks like pieces fell into some of these, so hopefully their bottoms aren't blown out. Oh, this poor one. Look at this. Oh boy. So, some people need to wedge better. Here are the bottom shelves. Oh, doesn't look like it's gotten any better. Oh. All right, students, this is our last shelf. Maybe your work is in here. Maybe you wedged super great. You just happen to be next to someone who didn't in the kiln. Maybe you're like this one and you wedged some parts, but then you didn't actually attach the bottom, or you didn't wedge the bottom piece enough. So yours might be broken. Maybe, let's see. This one just blew up. This one stayed together. This one, it looks like it blew up too. So many different reasons that yours could be destroyed today. Students, we're gonna play detective here, and we're going to try to problem solve some things and see what happened. First, we're gonna talk about this one. Lovely mug, it looks like it can hold some water. But how am I supposed to read this and know what period it is? This is a mess. Also, the person didn't take time to smooth it out, so they're gonna have a bit of sanding to do. It's really rough, you can hear that. It's just all inside here. They're gonna have to sand. It's just gonna be rough for them. Here's another one. Pretty rough. around the edges. Everything looks like it was scored and slipped on all right, but they're gonna have a lot of sanding all in here. And then there's just their initials. I don't know what class period that is, so it's gonna go on the no name shelf. Now, here's someone who did a really good job. Nice and smooth. They're not gonna have a lot of sanding to do, a bit, but not a lot. But where am I supposed to find your initials? Huh? Where is that? I can't see it. I don't even know where maybe this is something, but it's not clear, so I don't know, so it goes on the no name shelf. Okay, students, those are the easy ones. Let's get into the rough ones. Let's talk about this one. Person did a lovely job trying to smooth things out, but they didn't wedge their handle well enough and it blew up. It was secured on. It was secured on nicely in both places, but there was some air there and it just blew off the handle. Here's another one. Let's see. Well done. The handle snapped and blew off right there. Also, they had hearts here, and you can see they scored and slipped it on, but their decorations don't seem to be wedged well enough, and something blew off. The hearts just blew off the side of this one. Here's one. Looks nice, right? Looks really good. Oh, no. Something in their base just had some air and it blew it away. Here's one that someone put some time and effort into, carving out some things, but they didn't wedge it well enough, and there was some air here and it just blew off both sides. So they had some air pockets in both sides of these. This one's an easy one. This person didn't take any time or effort, and they had lots of air in their work, and it is just crumbling to pieces because they didn't have any intention in making things nice and following the directions and wedging correctly. Let's see. Here's someone. They took their time, did all the sides nice and even, but the bottom just blew away. Some air in there from them. And so just because you did one thing right doesn't mean you're doing everything right. You need to be careful about that. This person had the same thing. They did a lovely job on the sides, the handles, and then just their bottom piece just blew out. So we have a lot of these that are over here. And your work might be on these two black shelves. These are the broken ones. And if that's the case, I apologize. It sucks, I know. But I want you to look at your work, find yours if yours is over here, and see it and be like, oh, this is what happened. This is what I need to correct and be aware of next time. This top shelf over here is all no names. So these are all without anything on the bottom. That gives me a clue on what class period it is. So if one of yours is over here, that is yours. Please be honest with it. And then we have different class periods down here. You can see we have a handful that have survived for each class period. So here's one class period that had 5 survive. Here's another 5. Here's 3 that survived in that class period. There's 4 in that class period that survived. And then there's, what, 6 there? And then maybe some more up here because we don't know whose those are. But students, just know we are artists. We can make it once, we can make it again, and the next time we can make it better. If you are a student with your mug and it has survived, like so, you have your name on it, then you're ready for the next step, which is sanding. All right, students, if yours is like mine and it has survived, mine says, I love you to the moon, and then my name and my class period's on the bottom. I've done everything I could to smooth it out. I'm gonna feel it now, and yes, there are some rough spots that I need to get rid of to make it even smoother. We have to smoothen the inside as well. So for that, what we're going to do is come over here, and we have a new thing on the table here, and it is this box that says job clips, and inside is sandpaper. Now, what you're gonna do is just grab some sandpaper. You can get a new piece, or you can get a used piece. They're still good enough. So whatever you need. If it gets like this, we can start throwing it away, even though we can still use it a little bit. So grab a piece of sandpaper, maybe 2, not more than that. Then you're gonna bring it back to your desk, and you need to do this over a mat for sure. Then you can sit down and just start sanding. All right, Mr. Matthews says it's time to clean up. Well, if you're sanding and you're not done, what you're going to do is dust off all these pieces. And then you're going to take your mat and make sure you're not getting any of this on the floor. So you'll just have to sweep it up. Then you're going to take your mat over here, and then I'm going to put my tools away if I had any. Then if I have a sandpaper, if the sandpaper is like this, we can still use it. If the sandpaper looks like this and it's more paper than sand, we could probably throw that away. So that's gonna go there. I'm going to empty any of that dust into the garbage because we don't want it mixing. We'll put this back here. You see some dust on it, you can dust it away. Then if you have a sandpaper that still is pretty good, there's some grip still on it, just put it back in here for the next person to use. And then it's cleaning off your table like always. You're gonna put this in your bee-bin so that you can work on it the next day. So go back to whatever cabinet you have. So if I'm in this period, go here, and table 3, I'm gonna put it in here so that I can work on it tomorrow. Then we'll spray down and do everything like we normally do.